Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to go about doing your project Rearrange the Room. Now for this assignment, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a bunch of different layers, and what we're going to have to do is reorder and organize and resize those different layers to then be able to fit everything nicely into one room. So the scenario here is that we are living in a digital living room, and it is a disaster. And our job is to use the move tool to straighten up the bookshelf and rearrange the other items to make them look nice and tidy. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and click here to get our file. We're just going to click download here, and that's going to download our PSD file in our Google Chrome. And once that's finished uploading, all we need to do is simply click, hold, and drag that onto our desktop. Now, if you don't see yours in your Google Chrome at the bottom here, you can find them in your Finder, which is this little face down at the bottom in your Downloads folder. And I have mine right here. Once we have it downloaded and on the desktop, we'll go ahead and just double click to open that up in Photoshop. Now, if we take a look here, we'll see that this room is quite a mess. The first thing you need to do once you get it in here is be sure that you lock this background layer. And I would recommend going through and locking all of your layers. So that way you don't have to worry about moving them or deleting them on accident while you're working on another layer. Now, once you have all your layers locked, what I would recommend doing then is going through and just hiding by clicking the little eyeballs all of your layers, so that way you can really work on one at a time, and that way you can just slowly bring them in, because it's so overwhelming and kind of a mess when we just start with all that stuff on there. So we'll start with our bookshelf and just click that eye to bring it back. So right now the only thing I see is my bookshelf, and that way I can simply just go through and move it around. Now I can't click and drag anything now because I don't have my bookshelf layer selected. So this is going to be great practice for making sure that we have our layers selected. So then we can go through and move our objects. Now be sure you have those unlocked, so then you can then move them around. So be sure that it's hidden, the layers selected, and unlocked. Once you have your bookshelf where you want it to be and to the size that you want it to be, go ahead, lock that layer again, move on to the next one, unlock it, unhide it, so then that way you can move that around. Now, you won't be able to resize your image if you do not have show transform controls on. So be sure that you are double checking to be sure that your show transform controls are on. Now you're going to go through and resize and move these around. Be sure that you're playing around with moving some of these layers around too, to then organize your room so it makes sense.